Hey gang, we're going to talk about the difference between knee dominance and hip dominance. It's a great way to kind of test yourself to find out where you are. One of the little tips you can do is take a chair or a bench or something and stick it in front of you, maybe about 2 or 3 inches or so in front of you. And what I want you to do is go ahead and put your hands or hips and just go ahead and squat down. And you should be able to get into what we call a hip dominant squat. And if you notice that my hips go backwards very easily, right? Most folks will go into what we call a knee dominant squat. And when you squat forward, you want to kick the chair forward, okay? And so the problem is we find when people tend to want to go to a knee dominant squat, those are the runners who tend to overstride, right? So this isn't just a running form problem, it's also a dominance problem. So if you find a squat for you means knees tend to go forward a whole lot, you want to spend some time training your posterior chain, right? Making sure the sling of the glutes and the hamstrings can properly work to push us along versus pulling us along with more of a quad dominant style. So that's a great little self-test, and if you want to spend some time improving things, what I urge you to do is take the time to work on the pigeon hip extension and the glute rainbow exercises in Running Rewired to help you learn how to find your hips. And to help bring that full cycle into your gait, we can do is a little drill called a C-skip drill. So we're going to use the lines in the carpet just to illustrate this. What I want you to do is I want you to find a spot in front of you. I want you to put your left leg in front of you, right leg behind you. And I want you to now keep your foot on the floor and just drag it backwards, right? So you don't want to lift it, you want to actually drag it backwards like you're trying to scrape some dog poop off your shoe, okay? And so we want to build this pattern of driving back, driving back, driving back. And once you got that down, you're going to add a tiny little hop, just like this, okay? So we can hop, we can drag, we can combine them in what we call the C-skip drill of drag and a hop, drag and a hop, drag and a hop. And you want to get away from the idea behind wanting to reach forward with the legs and back, right? So that's why it's nice and helpful to have a line. We should always thinking about driving back, driving back, driving back. So what we're trying to do is a great drill to build a pattern of using hip extension to push versus using quad to pull.